Hi everyone, my name is Manuka and this is part 1 of 3 of my reflections of the money mistakes that I made when I started working. I hope that this will help you if you are in your 20s or you've started working. But also, if you're older, I want you to stick around because there is a challenge that I want to do with you. So today I will be talking about budgeting. Now, when I started working, I didn't budget for a number of years. I would spend what I needed to spend and I didn't go necessarily over my income because I didn't have a credit card or an overdraft or anything like that. But in hindsight, I think that I could have saved so much money if I had been intentional about my spending all those years ago. I won't disclose how many years, a lady never tells. A budget is your plan on how you are going to be spending your money. So no two budgets look the same. Your budget is yours, mine is mine, but your budget needs to be realistic. For example, everyone who knows me knows I love Bonang. I love the way she dresses, I love her skin, her eyes, everything. So should I then have a wardrobe that looks like Bonang's because I like the way she dresses? Not necessarily. So financially, that would be very difficult for me, and therefore that isn't something that I should do. So stick to your lane, stick to your budget. Do not try and do what others are doing. One day, if it's God's will, I'll be able to buy the things Bonang buys, maybe, I don't know. But that day is not today. So let's get started. The method that I use is called the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. There are plenty of other methods that could achieve similar targets, and it'll be about which one you feel the most comfortable with. I will take you through this one. This budgeting rule splits your expenses 50% to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings, investing, emergency savings, and the like. So the first thing that you need to do is to list your income. For most people, they earn the same amount every single month, and therefore it's very easy to see how much you earn monthly. If for whatever reason your income is not stable month on month, whether you earn on commission or you get travel claims or you're an entrepreneur, you need to make sure that the income that you're starting with is the average of what you ordinarily make. You are then going to split out your expenses in the 3 categories that we spoke about. So first category being your needs. Now, needs are your shelter, rent, bond, transport, utilities, insurance, medical aid. Those are your needs, and you will allocate 50% of your after-tax income to those. Next up is your wants, the things that make life very pleasurable, but they are nice to have. So this is entertainment, any hobbies, shopping, dining out. Yeah, whatever it is that floats your boat, that is a nice to have. You can live without it, but it makes life that much more fun. You will allocate 30% of your income to those wants. And then lastly, 20% for savings, investing, additional bond repayments, other over and above the minimum amount that you are required to pay back monthly. Saving is very important for your long-term future, and a day may come when you do not have an income anymore. So it's very important that you start saving from day one of you having a salary. And if you are a student, this 50-30-20 split might look very different because perhaps your majority of your spending will be on food and maybe some entertainment. but you might not have to pay for shelter and the like with your allowance. So ration accordingly. Now, step 3, take your income and deduct all your expenses. And if you are left with a positive number, that is a surplus, that means you are spending less than what you are earning. If your number is negative, it means that your expenses currently exceed your income and there are some adjustments that you will need to make. In terms of adjusting your spending, a quick way to find leaks, as they are called, is to list your expenses highest to lowest and look at each expense and see what you can cut down on. If you look at the ratio or allocation of your expenses, it can also tell you certain things, like, for example, do you spend too much on accommodation? Do you spend too much on your car? It might mean you have too much house, you have too much car. I know what that's like. So look at decreasing your expenses by following that method of highest to lowest and see what cuts you need to make to get closer to the recommended allocation. Now, where do you do your budget? There are probably 100 ways, 100 apps, 100 methods. You could do it manually, pen to paper. You could do it on Excel. You could use an app that helps you to track it. There are multiple ways of tracking your budget. Myself personally, I draft mine in Excel, so that's beginning of the month or period, and at the end I track it using an app called 22/7. I love this app. It's the app I didn't know I needed all my life. What 22/7 does is it is linked to your bank account, so when you spend, it allocates to various categories, and at the end of the month your spending is tracked pretty much almost to the cent, so that you can see what you spent per category. Now, obviously budgeting is important, but tracking your budget is even more important. So are you sticking to the budget? Are you there or thereabout? And after tracking that, you will then look at your budget for the following month. So this is something that you can do monthly, and as you go along, you will realize or get better. And as you get along, you will get better in terms of how much you are sticking to your budget. So here is my challenge for you. Number 1, if you do not have a budget already, I would like you to draft one for yourself using any method that you are comfortable with. Number 2, if you do have a budget, but perhaps you haven't looked at it in some time, it's gathered some dust, maybe you haven't reviewed it in some time, I would like you to look at what your allocation looks like. So how close are you to 50-30-20, or another method based on what you think is the appropriate ratio or allocation. So I would love to hear from you guys on how you've done on this challenge. Also, what are your challenges when it comes to budgeting? If you're watching this and you're thinking, oh gosh, she's talking about mistakes in her 20s, wait till she gets to 30s, 40s, 50s. Let us know what are all the mistakes that we can look forward to, or hopefully not make them because you've helped us along the way. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, engage, subscribe, as well as turn on notifications. And the next time I do these video diaries of mine, you will get a pop-up notification. Thank you so much. Bye.